even when you really, like, in the core of your being think you can't, or it's impossible, or it's never going to end, it's not necessarily true. This life is so majestic and mysterious and magical and beautiful and breathtaking. And at the same time, whew, it is knocking heads right now. It's really, really deep and intense. I was I was climbing mountains in outside of San Cristobal in Chiapas, Mexico, last year. I'm a total novice climber. I'm not good at any of these sports that I'm into. I'm terrible at them all, and I do them anyways. Um, and I showed up for this 4-day intensive immersion in rock climbing outdoor, and as a complete beginner with these people who were very kind about how awful I was at it and how terrified I was the whole time. And there was this day, I think it was the second or maybe the third day, that they kind of got fed up with me um, saying I can't and like let me down and like I just can't do this. My arms are giving out. They just kind of like when they put me on this route and within like 3 or 4 reaches, fingertips, I was like, I can't do this, you guys. This one is too hard too. I have to find another route. They said, we're not letting you down. And like would call down and I'd be like, I'm done. And they would just call back, venga, Ralph, which is Espanol for let's go. Let's get it together. Go. You got this. And I'll never forget this route because it seemed literally impossible. I couldn't find a place to get my hands. I couldn't find a toehold. And I kept slipping off, which thank God I was, supported by a rope. And so I'd slip off and it's scary, but you're supported. And then eventually you stop swinging and you attach yourself to the face of the mountain again. And they're not letting me down, which part of me was really pissed off at that because I'm asking to be let down and you're not respecting my consent. But actually my consent was given when I showed up for it and they were giving me my money's worth basically. And the truth is they knew that I could do it even though I felt in my bones, like deep down, like I was like, this sucks. I got to this place where I was a few feet away from a ledge where I could finally stand up and get a real break in, and about 20, 30 feet below them with about 100 feet left to go. And I was just done and was like, I can't fucking do this, you guys. Venga, Ralph. Venga, you got this. No, I really can't. Come on, try again. And I just, God damn it, I have no choice and I really want to get to this ledge. And so I would like grab onto the rock and I would just find like one place. Like it would feel like I didn't have anywhere to go, but I would find one place to put one hand. And then I would find that in placing that hand, that all of a sudden, oh, my foot, I now have room to step on, this other thing that's higher. And oh, and when I step on that, I can now put this hand up on this other, and we're talking like tiny, tiny spaces, like finger holds. And then I would slip off and I would get upset and, my whole body's burning and just done. I'm exhausted, I'm dehydrated. And these people would not let me down. And eventually I got to the ledge and was like, oh my God, I've been falling this whole time, but I'm making a little bit of progress each time. And then I was on the ledge and I looked up and the route to the next ledge, to the next resting place on this mountain was even further and even more difficult than the little piece, the starting point that I had just accomplished. I made it to the top. I made it 70 meters to the top in this cave where bats were flying at me, and um, I turned around and I had this insane, insane view of Chiapas and the valley that we were in. Just absolutely magnificent and just glorious, absolutely ecstatic, and a view that, you know, few people will ever get to have, and so special. But it was one of the deepest teachings I think life has ever put in my lap, that even when you think you can't go, like in your bones, can't make another move, can't go another inch, and you're scared and you're falling down and you're in pain, what you can do is just find one little movement, one little way to work with it. And in making that one movement, you don't have to think about what happens after that, just that next little movement. Go a little bit further, and then another option opens up, and then another, and then another, and then another. And it was this direct transmission of, even when you really, like in the core of your being, think you can't, or it's impossible, or it's never going to end, it's not necessarily true. It's not necessarily true. And we can, backed into a corner in what seems like a terribly unworkable situation, find 1 millimeter, you know, to advance within, and then just one little tiny millimeter again, and then just one more. And that's all we have to do. You can literally climb 70 meters up a vertical face of a mountain in just that way. And I really and truly believe that we can walk through what's going on in our world and the trauma work that we are all doing within that global situation in a similar manner.